this.
Yeah.
You're listening to charlietrix, remise, and Jhan Boom.
Yes, y'all. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. This is The Fan's Perspective. I am your host, charlietrix, and I'm here with my brother,
remise. What's good, everybody?
What's good, everybody? We got my man,
it's your boy Jhan Boom. What's poppin'?
Jhan Busy Boom is in the building.
Yes.
It is a beautiful Friday evening.
Woo!
Not quite beautiful, bro. It's dark as hell out.
You know what? I always say it's beautiful because I'm happy to be in this spot at this moment.
Oh, you
but
know
you're
it.
right. It's a shitty rainy day out, but I don't even feel it. And a couple things, though, about this episode is, number one, I am super OD relaxed.
Ooh.
And that's probably just because I'm exhausted from the last 24 hours of work.
Yeah.
And number two, the first story we're jumping off with is, you know, a category that's my fave. We'll talk about that in a second. But before we get into that, Remise, how you doing, man?
Doing good. It's been a minute since we got to rock, so we have a lot of fun topics today. But other than that, happy Father's Day. That's coming up, so happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day to both of y'all.
Me
Yes.
too. I got one. I just got one out there in Somalia. I got one for $29.99.
You got a dad? You got a dad?
No, I got a kid.
Okay.
I'm sponsored one, so
Monthly
you know.
donations?
Yeah, so thank you.
Happy Father's Day, John.
Thank you, man.
Oh,
Yo, Kamala.
And happy
Boy,
Father's
I love
Day
you.
to my father.
Yes, sir.
My father
Father's
is a great father. He's been there since like day one. I don't know what it is to have a whack dad. So shout out to my dad for that.
Hell yeah.
And happy Father's Day to all the amazing dads. I know a lot of amazing dads. And luckily for me, all of my close friends who have kids are all great dads. So that's great.
Hell
so happy
yeah,
Father's
shout
Day
out
and all
to
that.
all y'all.
You know it.
But I think that's enough about that. Let's get into this week's stories
Straight into
because
it.
we got some really fly stuff we
Yeah.
want to talk about.
You know
I'm going to
it.
let Remy set it off from here.
Let's get it.
Yeah, so the first story, straight out of The Guardian by Adam Gabbett. U.S. urged to reveal UFO evidence after claim that it has intact alien vehicles.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
That's
we
what,
got a whistleblower.
That's
Ooh.
what I'm excited about. And a lot of people, by the time this, hopefully have heard about this story, but
Okay.
a whistleblower came out. Someone who was high in the rankings who had this type of information.
Yep.
And basically says we've had UFOs all along. Lots of them.
For a long
okay.
time and shit.
Okay.
Yeah, multiple ships.
Yep.
Ah.
Yeah, so, okay, let me read off the opener from The Guardian, which is, it's actually kind of like a summary because it's their version. But
No doubt.
the U.S. has been urged to disclose evidence of UFOs after a whistleblower, former intelligence official, said the government has possession of intact and partially intact alien vehicles. The former intelligence official, David Grush, who led analysis of unexplained anomalous phenomena, UAPs, within a U.S. Department of Defense agency, has alleged that the U.S. has craft of non-human origin.
Ooh.
Information... Oh, go for it, John.
Hit it.
Let's go.
That's wild.
Information on these vehicles is being illegally withheld from Congress.
Whoa.
Grush told the debrief. Grush said when he turned over classified information about the vehicles to Congress, he suffered retaliation from government officials.
Oh, okay.
He left the government in April after a 14-year career in U.S. intelligence. And then I got one more quote. Jonathan Gray, a current U.S. intelligence official at the National Air and Space Intelligence Center, confirmed the existence of exotic materials to the debrief and added, "We are not alone." He dropped the X-Files on us.
Nice. Yeah, so this is wild, right? Because, you know, for us, we've been following UFOs since forever, right? I think one of our top audio downloaded or viewed podcasts.
Killer Cats
And Bougie Aliens, yes.
Bougie
Killer
Aliens.
Cats and Bougie Aliens.
Super
And
poppin'.
we've been talking about for a while, but this is great because this is like someone with the inside knowledge and credibility. Yeah. And then it's being backed up by all sorts of other pieces of information and people. So very interesting to hear. What do you guys think about that? So you figured we weren't alone, right?
Me too. Like, what I'm thinking is, the day that they officially come down, right? They pop up on my cul-de-sac, 6 aliens, Jhan Boom. What am I gonna do? What's that feeling? How do they look? That's
I
some
know.
of the things.
First thing I would do is grab the damn beaver porcupine and to have my back.
That's
Form
gonna
an
be the
alliance.
day he's gonna come out like the ending in the Avengers. He's gonna come out like, yo, John, I've been here this whole time trying to warn you that there's something different out here than just me.
That's right. That's right.
Well, the first thing I would do is grab my camera phone and get a goddamn picture, because nobody ever gets a clear picture when the aliens are
But
out.
yo, I feel like once they come down, they're gonna shut all that down. Like
You think so? What's it, EMP?
Yeah,
Bow,
like
all the
just
electricity
they're gonna
goes
know so much about us that's gonna be shocking. All you gonna have are the fists.
off. You're gonna have to go hand to hand.
You're gonna have to go Lionheart on them.
Yeah. Well, what is that?
Shout out
What
to
do
JVD.
what do you think the obsession is with hiding the alien? The fact that they're here or they exist or America has them, because apparently it's not. We're not the only people who have them, right? There was a couple other countries named.
So yeah, this
Right.
is from the same guy, Gray. He said the non-human intelligence phenomenon is real. We are not alone. Retrievals of this kind are not limited to the United States.
Yeah,
this is
see?
a global phenomenon, and yet a global solution continues to elude us. And I think the reason for the secretiveness is twofold. I think it's because, one, it's like an arms race. Whoever gets to unlock the technology first would be like, you'd have technology way beyond what anybody
Advantage.
else. Yeah, huge advantage in all the crazy things.
Right on.
Warfare, typically, I mean, unfortunately. But also, it's very useful that a lot of these are explainable events, because it's not actually a UFO. It's like some crazy futuristic ship that they're testing out. And then when people spot it, they can just be like, it was a UFO. So you get, I think I read that like 98% of UFOs are explainable, but there's 2% that they're like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah,
Word.
exactly, and that's what I'm talking about. But as there's a situation of you're seeing ships in the sky,
Yeah.
and then there's another situation where a lot of people see these weird lights that move in this erratic way, not the way the ships move that we're used to.
Right.
And I don't know if that can be explained by like a military ship or whatever.
This is what I'm thinking, right? Out of the box,
what you got?
coming outside with it. Those lights that we see is like when you see a cat and you use the laser pointer.
Mm-hmm.
They from somewhere laser pointing
They're
us,
messing with us.
thinking that the light is something. The light ain't nothing but a big ass alien laser pointer. Them looking down on us, and that's all we can ever find it, and it vanishes so fast.
What if it's God doing it?
Oh, Dios. I don't know. Dios wouldn't mess with us like that, man.
Are you
I don't
sure?
know.
I once heard.
I think he'll
God
just
the
come
prankster?
down. Like he'll just come down.
I once
disappointed as hell.
heard that God is just a kid with an ant farm.
Interesting theory. That's one.
Yeah. So anyway,
I was
this
ready for that
UFO
one.
thing is crazy. It's all over. This is the one thing I like about this story is that everybody's covering it.
Word.
Everybody and their mother. I remember we were like one of the few people talking about.
Yeah, because you had
UFOs.
some interesting stories. Your early encounter with UFOs, man.
I
Like,
had my own personal encounters.
Yeah, yeah.
People know this.
Word.
I've had a UFO encounter myself.
Word.
I've had more than one. So
UAP now.
yeah, I've had more than one. So, I wasn't a doubter. For me, this is just something that's been out there.
for sure.
But it's been getting wild with all the sightings and so much more frequent.
There's been a real frequency of sightings, yeah. Like, I think over 140 in the last 2 years or
Whoa.
some craziness. I don't remember
Yeah.
if that was reported. I think it was just in the U.S.
Yeah. All right. Let's UFOs are here. We're not alone. Thanks,
And,
ladies and gentlemen.
Yo, that
That's
debrief story is like, what I'm reading is just scratching the surface. The debrief went super deep. The Guardian just kind of summarized it. That's why I pulled that.
Moving right along.
Yo, so besides the UFOs, UAPs, you can't see me, man. There's a lot of other shit going on in the sky from Canada. Smoke coming over there. I don't know the hookah that they got over there, but that shit is popping. They said they want everybody to get that. So from that to the weather, and the story that I'm bringing to you, as you know, your boy Jhan Boom got the local pop down stories. You feel me? So we're going down to the tough streets of Woodbridge Township. So let me read you a little bit of this, and I'm gonna put my own spices on the rice. You know what I'm saying? So video shows man struck by lightning in Woodbridge Township, New Jersey, then saved by a police officer.
Oh.
Pow! A man was struck by lightning on a New Jersey soccer field, and officials credited a police officer with saving his life. Eric Baumgartner, 39, wanted to finish painting the lines on the field in the Woodbridge Township before it started raining when a bolt of lightning hit him right from the back to the crack of his ass. And video footage from a resident's security camera shows the lightning bolt flashing down from a dark sky, followed by a crack of thunder. It was going down.
You saw like video or?
Yeah, there's a video of him. Well, there's a video of the lightning bolt hitting in the same exact area, but it vanishes off. So you put where the lightning bulb hit and where he was, and then when they actually did get to him, his hands were like burnt.
Wow.
Damn.
So when they got to him and his hands was kind of burnt, the police officer, he happened to be, let me read you a little bit more of the story to put more a little bit ass on the touch. Video footage from residents' security camera shows the lightning bolt flashing down from a dark sky, followed by a crack of thunder. It was like a bomb, Jay Hedaya says, who lives near the field, told CBS New York the shit was going down. Officer Ray J. Parkmanlin, damn these Caucasian names, was leaving his shift at a nearby high school when the lightning struck. I was in my car, man. I did see a very large lightning strike, and you know what I said to myself? Damn, that shit's some crazy ass lightning. So he went to the area where the lightning bolt hit. He happened to see my man Eric down on the ground. He approached Eric, started resuscitating. Get him going, you know.
You jump started him.
He jump started him. Got him back to life. Shout out to Eric. He did he's making a full recovery.
Shout out, Eric.
Well done.
And last thing, he did wake up when he was in the ambulance. But he was like, man, I don't know anything. You know, I was painting one little slit down the crack. I was down. I'm in the ambulance. So shout out to Eric. Shout out to the officer. Woodbridge, New Jersey. We got your back, baby. Don't worry about a thing.
So that guy woke up like a MMA fighter does.
Yeah.
After a bad knockout.
Like Shazam, but
he didn't even know what the hell happened.
You know?
He was like, is the roof done? Did I get everything?
He said, is the field ready? Did I paint every line? They're like, nah.
Wow.
But they painted your line, nigga, right now.
So that's pretty funny though. I mean, let me take that back. That's not funny.
Yeah.
I know that the chances are really slim of getting hit by lightning.
Yeah, now
Maybe you shouldn't be painting in a field right when a big ass storm is about to hit, though.
But that's like Bob Ross.
Exactly.
That is the truth. That's the best way to touch grass.
Bob Ross.
they say
indoors.
22 people die a year from lightning strikes around the world. 22
Bob
people.
Ross takes mental pictures.
22 people got.
Hold on, one of my bitches calling it.
What, Johnny? We live here. We're live right now.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I don't know, what was that stat? How many people get
22 people a year get hit by lightning and die from it.
That's it?
Stats. That's it.
So lightning's not doing.
He was 21, so they made their quota this year.
Well, he survived. So
he survived.
He's
Shout
not
out. Yeah.
another
Word up.
statistic.
Exactly. Oh,
Wow.
exactly.
So, just to add on to that story,
For sure.
I don't know, I don't remember in detail, but I'll tell you this: scientists have recently made this laser, and the laser is used to attract lightning, and the theory is they'll be able to use it to deter lightning and like redirect it.
Got you.
But it's a real cool story. Maybe we'll back this one up. We'll back that one up with this one next week.
Revisit it.
Back that thing up.
Anyway, did that guy die?
No, he
No,
did
he
not.
survived.
He survived.
Oh, he woke up in the ambulance.
And
You said that, right?
Bro,
yeah, you know what I'm saying? He woke up, and that's why I feel like it's funnier to make fun of it, because he made it. He had no severe injuries, little burns to the head. He wasn't even severely burnt, so he made it out crispy, you know what I'm saying? Not like a 2-piece, but 1 piece.
That's crazy. Lights out, lights back on.
Yep.
Your hands
Just
are
like
good.
that.
That's pretty
Came
wow.
back. Shout out to the officer nearby.
Wow. All right, well, let's keep it moving. I got a story here. I read this story, and
Sounds ridiculous.
it's really ridiculous. It's a little long, so I'm gonna try to breeze through it and chop it up for people listening or watching. But check this out. This This is from the town Newbern, Alabama.
Whoa.
Since 2020, Newbern, a majority black 1 square mile town of just 275 people, has had 2 mayors, or 1 or none. It depends who you ask. The confusion began in 2020 when Patrick Braxton became Newbern's first black mayor by operation of law. The town's previous mayor, Haywood Woody Stokes III, had failed. There it is. Had failed to file the necessary qualifying paperwork to run for the town's top office. No citizen had filed to run for town council either. Braxton, though, had taken great lengths to qualify. So, without opposition, he assumed the office of mayor and, as had been the practice for years, appointed members of the town's council. For the first time, Newbern had been represented by a body that reflected its majority black population.
Whoa.
Then the cogs of conspiracy, it seems, began to turn. Check this out. Former members of the then majority white town council, members who had also failed to file qualifying paperwork, held what Braxton claims was an unpublicized, unlawful meeting to order a special election to fill their own seats. Only those present at the meeting knew about the decision, Braxton said, and were the only ones to qualify for the offices. After they assumed office, Braxton explained, they met again without public notice and appointed Stokes as mayor. Yo, how wild is that?
They just waited until nobody was looking, ran in, they were like, yeah, we're going to run a city council meeting.
Pretend it never happened, but check this out.
Legally, he's mayor.
Hey.
He's got his appointees.
Now, 3 years into his term, Braxton is still unable to discharge the duties of his office. In a federal civil rights lawsuit, Braxton claims that since he became mayor of Newbern, former Mayor Stokes and the others have participated in an illegal conspiracy to prevent him from governing the affairs of the town, simply because of his race. That conspiracy, Braxton said, violates federal law, the U.S. Constitution, blah, 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 right?
Obviously.
So in response, they deny those allegations and they say it was all a misunderstanding, right? Check this out. This is where it gets even wilder. On one thing, everyone in Newburgh agrees. Black or white, plaintiff or defendant, young or old, no one in Newburgh can remember an election. I can't remember one. One middle-aged black resident told Tread Saturday morning. That's where this article is from. Tread, by the way. She shucked corn on her front porch as she answered questions. You'll have to ask some of the older folks. The older folks don't remember any elections either. Haiti Hollis, 83, was born and raised in Newbern. She couldn't recall a single election in the town's history. Not a single election.
This is the most Alabama-ass story.
Seriously, check this out. For 60 years, the town of Newbern, Alabama, a 1 square mile that has not held elections, the lawyer for Stokes said. The title of mayor has simply been passed from individual to individual to anyone who would agree to be mayor without regard to elections. Mayor Stokes became the mayor of the town of Newburgh in this manner.
He just rolled up, was like,
they were like, I'm mayor now. You want to be mayor next? He was like, yeah, we're going to be mayor next. 60 years this town hasn't had a vote. These people, check this statement out because this is long, so I'll cut it a little short. But they didn't even know they could vote for mayor, Braxton said. The position was always handed down from white man to white man, he explained. And when the time would come for an election, no notices would be posted informing Newbern residents that an election was even possible.
Of course not, bro. That's so wild.
How bugged out is that, man?
That is fucking nuts.
But you know what's funny? I was thinking about this. You know, somebody made the statement and it really stuck with me. Mm-hmm. There's places you can go where, I think it was Kyle Kalinske, where like the towns are still stuck in like the 80s,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Word.
And if you think about it that way, that kind of, I feel like that's how this town is right here.
The United States is a big country, and that's 1 square mile.
How many rural towns are like the Hills Have Eyes out there? You know?
Some craziness.
But this is nuts. This is an official, like, mayor involved. You're supposed to be involved with the government.
Word.
And for 60 years, they're just like, nah, we're going to play pass the baton to my buddy.
I wonder how they went from, having elections to just like we're just gonna skip it. How'd they get away with that?
Yeah, man.
In the first place, but I
fuck
guess
going
it's
on
60
out there
years
in
ago,
Alabama?
That's a long ass time ago. So
Got those Jim Crow laws and shit.
exactly.
Yeah.
Nobody knows to ask, man, because they keep it on
I don't know. I get the feeling that in Newbern, Alabama, I don't know if everybody's happy.
Yeah.
Maybe they are. Maybe it's just me.
It's
Maybe
like
it's the
Flint,
happiest
Michigan
town.
almost. You know what I'm saying?
But sounds like a small town.
Yeah, we need to go down there and investigate it.
People shucking corns on the
Exactly.
porch
We'll go down
while
there
they
with
do
Vamanos
interviews.
Digital. Little 35-minute movie.
We'll go check it out. Newbern is not on my visit list after that story.
Probably, yeah.
By the way,
Go
I
explore.
don't know.
Minnesota is now on my visit list. Newbern, Alabama,
Sounds
not,
like in the
not
year
on my list.
2023
Sounds
they might
dangerous.
still be like
Yeah, we
almost
might
a sundown
be
town.
swamps and
Although
crocodiles.
It's a predominantly black
So Newbern is a predominantly black neighborhood
that has been run for 60
that has
years.
been run for 60 years by a small group of white folks
Who just
been passing the mayorship down to each
like
other
a baton.
for years.
This
So
is
What the fuck going on, man?
some USA shit right there, baby. Anyway,
Where
let's
voting is the most important first thing in our.
Oh, my God.
don't forget to vote.
Oh, just to vote this time.
Seriously, man.
Like, I'm gonna go heavy on the votes. I'm voting for shit that don't even make sense.
You can vote
His school
this
boards,
time.
you're doing school board
I'm
voting
doing school
now.
boards, regular
That's it.
boards, chalkboards, whatever,
Well,
bro.
listen, I
Shit.
don't live in the town, so I'm gonna speak as an outsider. But maybe you could help with the flooding in Lodi.
Oh, I'm gonna try, but we gotta get rid of that river, though, man. That shit.
You want to get rid of the whole river?
That shit.
That's the first time I ever heard that as a solution.
Oh yeah.
I never thought of that.
Been
Just
hanging
get
out
rid
with
of the
beaver
river.
porcupine too long. It wants to build a dam.
Yeah,
Okay.
rid of damn, yeah, man.
Well, if you find a goddamn beaver, you can build a dam
Yeah.
in the river. Go
That's wild.
bye-bye.
Yeah, I like it, man.
Back to the beaver porcupine.
Yeah.
All right, let's move this right along.
My turn.
Yeah, you got something up. This is an interesting
Another
story.
insane
Let's
story
go.
to me. Out of NBC Boston by Asher Klein, Bianca Beltran, and Carlo Rojo. Human brains and skin stolen from Harvard's morgue and sold on the black market. A group of people stole and sold off human remains from Harvard Medical School's morgue, federal prosecutors say, with a grand jury indicting the morgue's manager and his wife, among others.
Whoa.
The body parts stealing scheme stretched from 2018 to early 2023. We're talking 5 years.
Oh.
According to a complaint filed in federal court in Scranton, Pennsylvania, where one of the defendants lives. Another defendant runs a store called Cat's Creepy Creations in Peabody, Massachusetts.
Whoa.
That was searched in March. Cedric Lodge, the morgue manager, is accused of letting buyers come into the morgue to pick what remains they wanted to buy,
Whoa.
then stealing parts of donated cadavers like brains, skin, and bones, taking them to his home in New Hampshire and shipping them to buyers through the mail.
Jesus
One of
Christ.
the most insane
People
things I've
buying
ever heard of.
penises and
I
vaginas.
don't understand. People buy dead body parts?
Yeah.
I don't understand either. I mean,
You know,
I
fetishes.
guess. One of them's doing a creepy shop, so she's selling like.
Well, that's why I said,
She was advertising skulls. They said I saw on iHeart she had dolls. She was making dolls.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Freaky shit,
You
man.
know,
Like this dude was selling skin.
ugh.
Who needs skin? That's some Ed Gein shit. That is
Yeah.
Leatherface level.
Yeah,
That-
well, that's what I'm saying though. He had a market for this.
Yes, a
Yeah.
black market. One person, I
There's
don't
a
have
market
the
for
exact
dead
quote,
body
but
parts.
one person spent $37,000 purchasing from this guy. I think it was very brains heavy.
I mean, I can understand. Maybe you get a discount on the heart transfer if you bring the heart with you. Put this motherfucker in,
That shit,
So-
that'd be too big.
and so that's 50% off.
So they got this from
Need
Harvard.
this
So
extra-
these people,
from
these are
Harvard Medical School.
these
yeah.
are people who've donated their bodies to science.
Yes, you donate your body to science, expecting it to go to
Something good.
cause, and then when they're supposed to cremate the body, this dude is literally just kind of.
I feel like honestly,
I have
if
no
I was in
input
the
to that.
afterlife and I was watching, I don't know if I would mind if my right hand ended up on the black market.
Yeah, someone
Maybe
that's
it'll
fortunate
be-
that needs it.
Maybe,
Interesting. Unless I
like,
can't rest in peace.
It's like this, yeah, right? Like the Egyptians. But, it could be like Will Smith,
Damn.
7 pounds. There's just a doll with your eyes instead of Woody
right.
Harrelson.
Yeah,
My thing is,
seriously.
it's like with the new age of the new, like just how everything is nowadays. I feel like LGBT community might be in there buying different parts to enhance.
Are you
themselves
sure,
and
Johnny?
I don't know. I'm just thinking as well because the
Are you
market.
attacking the
that's-
LGBT?
No, I am not.
That's how it works,
I'm not attacking them. I'm just thinking, who would buy these parts?
I don't think
Well,
it's them.
I don't know.
We're talking brains, skins, and skin
Penises and
skeletons.
vaginas.
We don't have confirmation on the penises and the vaginas.
Well,
being
plenty
involved
parts
in
though.
those
But you know, the PG-13 parts, you could put it on in the paper. But
I could tell you that if it was
my
just
perspective.
ass cheeks,
Little conspiracy
maybe it
penises
was,
and vaginas are being sold.
maybe it was some dancers, but I don't know.
slapping on a
know,
little extra
I'm-
ass cheeks.
Stilettos has a backdoor business.
I'm just
going.
saying.
So I do want to give, Harvard Medical School did have a statement that they released. We are appalled to learn that something so disturbing could happen on our campus, a community dedicated to healing and serving others. The reported incidents are a betrayal of HMS, and most importantly, each of the individuals who altruistically chose to will their bodies to HMS through the anatomical gift program to advance medical education and research, said the statement from George Daly, the Dean of the Faculty of Medicine at Harvard University. So, yeah, it's a serious thing. Harvard is a major, big
Harvard's
deal.
wilding now.
Harvard Medical School is a big deal.
Apparently, you can cop a lot of stuff over there too.
And
Yeah,
this
man.
dude was literally bringing people into the morgue to survey bodies, to pick out what they needed, and then he would
It's a weird
mail it to them.
little like fucking walkthrough. You feel me? Like I would think.
Well, the thing is, it's probably part of that is that it's a prestigious school.
Right on.
This guy's in a certain position there where people just expect you to be on the up and up.
Right.
They probably didn't expect the Morgue guy to be selling body parts. Although, if somebody's selling body parts, probably that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? It would be. I think that's the number one.
You need a hand,
suspect.
my
Number
boy.
one suspect on the list.
Get you a hand over there or hold on.
How they track it back with the
50%
just straight
off.
up through the mail, bro. He was
I just-
mailing it.
I guess because they're dead already, I don't really understand what
get
the
two arms,
what are they
two different
doing. Maybe there's a
colors.
use medically, scientifically.
I don't know.
Yeah, man.
Is it all
Well,
just fetish?
scientifically and medically, that's where it was going in the first place.
You know
Yeah,
what?
that's true.
You know how what I stand behind. I think, but we're not gonna rewind it.
It's
We got
because
the
you only
video.
think about sex, vagina, and penis.
Yeah,
No,
a
not the
lot of thoughts on penis, bro.
penis. Vaginas being sold.
Well, okay. That took a hard left turn, that story there, but very
But
interesting.
craziness.
So we got somebody stealing and selling body parts at Harvard University.
Crazy.
All right, let's take a 30-second beat
Intermission.
drop.
Yeah, that's another one of them nasty joints. FJ, Jhan Boom. Oh yeah, 2 fingers in your ass, girl. You know what I'm saying? Shut up and listen to it, play it.
Completely out of line. That's not even the one I wanted to play anyway. That just
sounds.
came on. But
'Cause-
since we're gonna go there and we started with out of line, let me tell you this story and how these assholes are out of line.
Are we still rolling?
We're still rolling.
I told you. Yeah.
You're still on. You got to be in character. We'll edit you out on that section. All right.
That's funny.
But check this out, right? So, I don't know why people think like this, but anyway, the Republican Study Committee, of which some 3/4 of the House Republicans are members, on Wednesday released its desired 2024 budget, in which the party boldly declares its priority to eliminate the community eligibility provision, or CEP, from the school lunch program. Why? Because CEP allows certain schools to provide free school lunch regardless of the individual eligibility of each student. Yeah. So check this out. In case people don't know, what they're doing is attacking students getting free lunch. It's absolutely fucking ridiculous. But anyway, of note is that the CEP is not even something every school participates in. It's a meal service program reserved for qualifying schools in districts in low-income areas. The program enables schools to predominantly serve children from low-income backgrounds to offer all students free breakfast and lunch instead of means testing them and having them manage collecting applications on an individual basis. So, as with many universal-oriented programs, it's more practically efficient and, as a bonus, lifts all boats. This is what Republicans are looking to eliminate.
This is where they got their sights set. Free lunches in the neediest places.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah,
And add unnecessary complicated means testing that's more expensive and doesn't do anything. Like,
I just
try
don't
it with a bunch of programs. It always fails. It always
Yeah,
comes
well,
up
check-
making less value.
I really don't understand the thought process behind all the things that we can cut. Why is it a priority in your budget to go after something that feeds kids lunch and breakfast
In poor areas.
in low-income areas?
Where people
It's
need
just
it.
so ridiculous to me. And I'm tired of hearing all these stupid-ass excuses from people about why they think that's acceptable or these people don't deserve it.
Always
or
dumb to me.
It's fucking my taxes and this and that. Man, shut up. It's probably a fraction of the money that they waste on so much other bullshit, and it feeds children.
Yeah.
So to attack that is just obnoxious.
I
to
don't
me.
care what the situation is for a child. They should have lunch and they shouldn't be hungry. Very simple to me. It's not a complicated issue.
Word.
Yeah, and
Feed kids.
You
That's
know,
it.
they've done this test in schools before, and in situations like this, the kids, they perform better in school. Mm-hmm. They feel more comfortable. They feel safer.
Mm-hmm.
It has like this whole other
How to
impact.
get there early too? You know what I'm saying? You wake up early, get your breakfast, go to
Yeah,
your class.
it's
You feel
just-
me?
Another reason not to, drop out for any reason. You know what I mean? If you're going to be able to eat, then, it's just more reason to treat the kids better. Make
Pow.
school a part of the community that takes care of these kids and where they feel comfortable and where they feel,
Love.
appreciated. Yeah, loved, bro. Sometimes they need it. So
Bacon, egg, and cheese in the morning, bro. If you don't
Make
got
a
that at the
big
crib, you
difference.
get that at the school.
make a big difference.
Yeah, you know what though? I don't know. I really don't understand this one and why Republicans support this. But in that case, for the ones who believe in this bullshit, let me just tell you a little bit more. Just a few things that they're working on in that special 2024 budget. Along with trying to stop schools from giving all their students free meals, the proposed 2024 Republican budget includes efforts to cut Social Security and Medicare,
Whoa.
make Trump tax cuts for the top 1% permanent, impose work requirements on all federal benefits programs like food stamps and Medicare.
Word.
There's already requirements.
More means testing
Yeah.
on top of the means testing that already exists.
Extend work requirements on those aged 55 to 64. Bring back all of twice impeached and twice arrested former President Donald Trump's deregulations, including the weakening of environmental protections.
Whoa.
Jesus. It's very nice that we can keep saying that to troll MAGA people. Twice impeached, twice charged.
You know who does it the best is Pac-Man. I watch Pac-Man, and when he gives Trump his intro, it's like twice impeached,
Twice indicted.
completely deflated.
Trump is a
But
thug,
he's
man.
hilarious. But Trump still got like 80% of whoever wanted to back him is backing him,
Yeah,
regardless of what he does.
Goofies are gonna
saying.
goofy, bro.
Nobody's going anywhere on that man. That man is locked in.
If you
Yeah.
choose your politics based on the show The Apprentice, yeah, I'm not surprised. Shout out to your knowledge.
Well, no, but
Jesus, bro.
but this is the thing though. This is actual bills and a budget and things they want to do. My question
Yeah.
about it is though, what here helps you if you're not on the receiving end of getting hurt by this? What is the positive for you? Like, who else is getting? Who's this
Right on.
helping? You know,
Cutting Medicare and
nobody.
Social
as an everyday
Security.
American working already paying taxes, how is someone else, having to get all this shit done to them, helping you
School lunches.
as an American?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Who
You cut
roots,
the
Feel
shit
better
out.
about
who
it.
roots for taking away school lunches? That's the weirdest
It's a-
shit
it's
to
a weird
me.
flex.
How
Yeah.
do you rationalize that? It's
Chocolate milk.
crazy.
I don't know. I guess people
Come on, man. You beefing
who,
with chocolate milk, man? Come on.
You got beef with
Yeah.
big chocolate.
people who
Shit.
shoot up beer cans. I guess I don't know.
Right. Beef with
saying?
Bud Light.
A little pancake, you feel me?
Yeah, I know that story was just a little wacky. When I saw it, I was like, I want to talk about this.
Yeah, man. So about the kids, man. You know what I'm saying?
Now,
But go ahead.
oh, I was gonna say we jumped past Boom's story too.
Come back around.
Boom's gonna jump in here. Yeah, let's bring it back to something funky and funny.
You're listening to
TFP.
TFP.
If you got more for that story,
No,
no,
none of it's positive. So let's
no. I mean, well,
Let's keep
but it
it-
does need to be spoken.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
you know.
Hey, they know what's up, man.
I just think that after they went through, this whole thing about the fucking budget, they come back, they show you what they're interested in doing. I just don't understand the support for this type of shit. But
One thing I will say is I mentioned this when we were talking about the debt ceiling debate, that they would try to cut Medicare and Social Security, and then they kind of blew it because of the way the State of the Union address went. But then they just waited till a week later to try and start talking about a budget to cut Social Security and Medicare. So that's coming. That's been on their list. But yeah, this stuff doesn't make sense from I'm a normal human being or a middle-class American.
I'm a rational, caring human being. All right,
Wants people
Johnny.
to happen.
Ain't
But yeah.
nobody give a shit no more, man. These motherfuckers all about the money, man.
Now, Boom's got beef, right?
Yeah. Oh, so we going, you know what I'm saying? We got a story. As much as I like to bring out the local news, because I feel like it's all about the community, you know what I'm saying? Whatever happens in the streets, Jhan Boom got to tell the people, because I got a voice right now with about 150,000 subscribers. So, well, we're going to get there. But you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, local news is where it's at. I think Google got a little bit of the sensation running through them. So I was strolling through, I like my porn, and then I look at articles. And this one caught me a little bit, going. So Google promises more money and more exposure for local news. Google will start paying local publications in the U.S. to give readers access to some of their paywalled content. So bring it down here. Google says it will start doing more to help local media outlets on its app on Thursday, which is this Thursday that just passed. The search giant announced it would provide more funding to local publications, as well as roll out new features to help users discover local stories. Ooh, I like that shit. Let's keep it in Lodi in the cul-de-sac. One change is in the Google News mobile feed on both Android, which if you still got one, find a window and throw it, except charlietrix's, and iPhone, where it's tweaking the following tab to ensure that stories from local outlets appear more frequently. This will let users get updates from specific topics, sources, and locations. The revamped tab will become available on Android soon and on iOS later this year. So now Jhan Boom could go right to Google, get the local updates, you know what I'm saying, if it's not happening in Lodi, because Lodi, I'm in the streets. Come back here, get you some of those updates, man.
They
How you
kinda
feel
ripped you
about?
off, Boom.
They did. But you know what?
off.
I think at the end of the day, there's something magical that's gonna happen to me once I hit one of these stories from one of these outlets, and me and Google and TFP we're gonna get together soon.
Maybe Google
What,
will start blasting out your
this is
local
a sign.
news
This
drive.
is
Are
a
you
sign.
thinking like can't beat them, join them?
I'm thinking that if this idea has been rolling with me and TFP, right? Me, little Jhan Boom, big Jhan Boom in the streets.
Local news at its finest.
It's local news, just shit, without even thinking. There was people don't really know the name Jhan Boom, you know what I'm saying, where it comes. They just think Big
But they
Boom.
will soon.
They will. But if Remy remembers, Rick Ross that came out with the Boom Reebok commercial, when I used to say Boom a lot during stories and shit. Mm-hmm. Do you remember that?
Yep.
Time? And it was just like, what the fuck? We were saying Boom everything. All of a sudden, Rick Ross comes out with a Reebok commercial. All he does throughout the commercial in every
Famous
skit
fighter, Rick Ross.
is say Boom.
Did his
So
name.
this could be it, man. Local news is the new wave. Google got it.
I don't know. I feel like there's so many ways to get news, and now Google's jumping in on it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I appreciate it. Oh, Siri jumped in on me. CAI.
From NPR News.
What
this
is this?
This is our show. You're interrupting.
They're hacking us
What is
again.
this
This
bullshit?
happened last time.
There we go.
AI,
Mute this
They're
shit.
getting us, man.
Apple Podcasts just took over.
That's how we
they
poppin'.
heard Google one too many times and got excited right
Yeah.
there.
They did.
But yeah, what I was gonna say is a lot of times when I'm interested in stuff, like in a news story that goes national, but it's about a local area, I like to try to look up local publications, or at least publications from that state,
Mm-hmm.
let's say. When I hear some crazy-ass Texas story, I look up what, like, the Dallas whatever, Tribune or whatever is going to say about it. Because it's interesting to get the local flavor of it.
Word.
But a lot of those, smaller news groups are under a subscription thing, a paywall, essentially.
Yeah.
So Google getting rid of that paywall, for me, is super convenient. I think it'll be nice as far as me just wanting to read from different perspectives of a
Oh,
story.
I know. Yo, that shit is super annoying. Those paywalls, man.
When you
It's
think you're going to get it,
yeah,
and it
bro.
lets you read like 3 lines and then like a subscriber thing.
Yeah, word
Give us
up.
your email and
So-
pay $1 a month.
I guess that is a positive. If they're
Word.
gonna remove the paywall
Yeah.
and they're gonna pay the news.
And that's the other part I was going to say. I wonder if this is helpful for the fact that we've heard for a long time that journalism is kind of dying and that,
Yeah.
local news
Word up,
and
word
these
up.
types of publications are falling apart. We've heard about big publications or news organizations in journalism, sports journalism too. The Athletic just cut a bunch of jobs. A lot of people that write, a lot of writers are losing their jobs. So
Yeah.
maybe this is a way that can maintain that a little more and give it a fighting shot. Now, the downside of that to me is it's Google. I have this weird feeling that it's probably like they sense a bargain on this.
Yeah.
But that's just me being very cynical.
No,
Let's see.
so when I hear my problem with hearing it from Google is that I'm thinking how soon before they monopolize that.
Yeah.
And then also they're in control of that information.
The algorithm that releases which versions
Yeah,
of
you
the
know.
news
Now
story,
can't
what frames
TFP
are...
maybe
Can't seem to
jump on
find
that
this
bandwagon?
article I'm Googling.
Oh, the version... I want to see the other side of the story, but it's paywalled, and I could get the unpaywalled
I
version
hope
from this
that
one.
the
That's
truth.
true.
The truth is, though, for me, is like I just don't trust a lot of news sources. So,
Right.
for the places where I really do enjoy their stories, I'm like selective about it. For the show, I'm kind of a little more open just to have fun with it because we're just here, doing this in a fun way. But
For sure.
for my personal, information intake, I'm super selective on the information and who I enjoy reading.
Yeah, that's
Gotcha.
also why I like to always name the article and give people where to find it. Because
Yeah,
just because we talk about it, we're going to put our own spin. We're going to have fun with it. But you should go read the story, see what you think, and
Yeah.
read a counterpoint.
Yeah,
Pow.
that's why you'll hear me constantly giving a shout out to the Lever because they just do incredible work over there. So I give them a lot of props. I like David Dame's whole gig over there.
He's a very aggressive journalist.
Did
which I
you
like.
know that I heard they recently got in trouble for not they got in trouble, but I heard somebody talking about mishandling information from a whistleblower and really a whole botched case they did. Yeah. I don't know enough about that story to talk about, so I'm gonna not. But yeah, shout out to independent news and
Hopefully, this is a chance for it to grow and not something that's just going to monopolize it even further.
Monopolize.
seriously on that tip.
I just hope TFP get a little bit of chunk. They a little bit of that Google
Google
Chump
money.
change.
You feel
Trying to
me?
get that
Put us on the
Google
top of your search list. You put the T, the whole thing comes up.
Next time
Yeah, seriously.
Siri throws some Apple Podcast shit on, I
Yeah,
want it to be
man.
us automatically.
Now, if we get demonetized or flagged, copyright flagged because of that clip, it was AI. We got hacked.
we blame.
Yeah.
Yep.
Come on,
Always. AI keeps attacking
Try to
us because
fuck
we keep
this show
attacking
up.
AI.
All right. Well, we still got some time here. You want to cover? We want to jump in on that next story
this
you
is a
had?
pretty cool story. We've covered a few times community policing, and this one's even closer to home.
Another
So-
local news story.
Local
Yes, sir.
news.
This is happening out in Brooklyn.
Oh, let's
this
go.
comes from the New York Times, written by Maria Kramer. What happened when a Brooklyn neighborhood policed itself for 5 days?
Oh,
Now, the story starts by talking about like a group of teenagers are chasing a girl. It's clear they're going to look to fight, and there are police in plain clothes across the street. But they don't step in because of an agreement. They point out that there's some dudes in purple shirts. Those dudes break it up, and
Word.
they handle it. The dudes handle it just fine, but the police are there just in case, right? And here's how the story starts. This is straight from the New York Times. The brief encounter encapsulated a simple yet unorthodox concept that is at the heart of a bold experiment organizers believe could redefine law enforcement in New York. letting neighbors, not the police, respond to low-level street crime. Several times a year, workers from Brownsville Inn Violence Out stand sentry on 2 blocks for 5 days. The police channel all 911 calls from the area to the civilians. Unless there is a major incident or a victim demands an arrest, officers, always in plain clothes, shadow the workers. So they're there, they're present. You know, it's a very collaborative effort here. The civilians have no arrest powers, but they have persuaded people to turn in illegal guns. They've prevented shoplifting. They've kept a man from robbing a bodega, and they stopped a pregnant woman from hitting a boyfriend who had not bought a car seat and a stroller as he had promised. They are part of the Brownsville Safety Alliance, a group of neighborhood and city groups, police officers, and members of the Kings County District Attorney's Office that is trying to ensure that fewer people are arrested and entangled in the criminal justice system. Over the next 3 years, the city will provide $2.1 million to help link the local organizations that participate most frequently in the Safety Alliance so that they can work more cohesively throughout the year.
Yo, I like that shit. That shit's dope.
But you know what, though? See, that's the unique thing about this story is that the community wants to do it, and the police are working with them to do it in a nice, cohesive way.
Yes. And
so,
I want to mention this real quick. The concept comes from Terrell Anderson, the commander of the 73rd Precinct. He grew up in Brownsville.
Word.
And so I think part of that is this is somebody from the area.
Wants to take care of that area.
His community, yes.
Well, that's dope. I mean, if they're happy with it and it's been successful, and hopefully they can expand it, you know, less arrest, more peaceful resolutions to problems.
Yep.
Faster too.
And if you know, listen, I know that NYC is tough for some cops out there, especially in these rough areas. But, even walking through like a nice area out there, it's not easy dealing with the cops. They don't want to deal with any shit. If you don't obey immediately, your ass is tossed in the back, it's not a cool situation. So if the community policing are stepping in and resolving that before it has to go there, I think that's a fantastic thing.
Yeah, so that's kind of how this came about. It grew from community being angry about over-aggressive policing toward minor offenses and the shooting of a paranoid schizophrenic after he did get violent in the situation, but he took a swing, he wound up shot, he passed, and then the community was angry. And Terrell Anderson went and talked to the community. He wanted to restore the trust. And that led him to someone named Dushawn Almond, I think his nickname is Big Up, who runs Brownsville Inn Violence Out. And Almond says that sometimes you need a person with credibility, not necessarily a badge, to tell you you're bugging. That led them to a community policing model. So, it was literally a discussion with someone from the community, with another person who's in, a position to make a difference, and they were able to really do something good. And as far as results go, I know you mentioned that, according to the article, in the first half of 2023, homicides fell 50%, shootings fell 25%, and the rate of grand larcenies of automobiles also fell, even as it rose in other neighborhoods. Wow. So they have a relative comparison where they can say we're getting better results.
That's pretty awesome.
Policing model.
That is a really awesome story with a great outcome to back it up in the end.
That we back it up with the numbers. So, and listen, this is not a model that, it's a model that involves police working collaboratively with the community. And I think that's a big thing about restoring trust.
And the right community, interested in doing that work, because that's not easy.
No.
That is just regular people like you and me after they get home from their work day, or on their weekend or whatever it is, making the decision to say, I want to go and help out, stop this violence and bad situations in the community in the most peaceful manner.
Yeah, without people getting arrested, without people getting into issues with police.
Yeah, you know how many times
do they have anything on them though? Or are they just certain? They have a certain like a light uniform, or are they just plain clothes?
No,
according to the story, they were wearing purple shirts.
Purple shirts.
Okay, but I don't know if they all do. I think.
But there is he said a plainclothes officer that shadows
Nearby,
them.
yeah.
Got you.
You know, so he obviously that guy's strapped.
Yeah,
you know.
so, they have that. But it's also letting somebody that you might be familiar with from your neighborhood calm you down in a situation where you're stressing or you're going through one.
Yeah.
I do think, though, like, as a citizen, John, they could potentially be violating people's rights. Because there was a piece of that story that I'm against. Like, the lady who was trying to hit her man because he didn't buy the car seat, he deserved to get hit. And they had no right to stop her from delivering
whooping his ass.
that justice.
Right on.
That he, he brought it on himself.
Yeah.
You promised her for weeks. You didn't get the car seat. I think she had the right. I don't know.
Little slap,
And then they interfered. Yeah, they messed up the natural flow. Now it's like the butterfly effects. That's going to have some other ripple effect. It's going to come back. It's going to be worse later. It's my opinion.
Yeah. Those, you got to let those rock.
Sometimes.
At least for 10 minutes, let her de-escalate herself.
Seat, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, one
sometimes
thing,
you got to escalate to de-escalate.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I think a cool way that this story is structured is they mentioned that the shooting of a schizophrenic man, unfortunately, rest in peace, was what kind of sparked this and prompted this maneuver. And she ends on a story about a woman who's having a schizophrenic break, and it's the Brownsville in Violence Out, who comes and addresses her, and they calm her down. They sit at a bus stop with her so they can get her to someplace to help. And she's so calm by the end of it that she falls asleep with her head on the shoulder of this complete stranger who just came and helped her out. And it just shows such a different dichotomy of outcomes.
Yeah, well,
it's a really well written story. It's worth
I mean, on a serious tip, though, key factor there, right, is that, the mentality of those people is peaceful resolve. Mm-hmm. They are walking into the situation with the mentality. And how many friends of ours are police officers that have told us directly, like, they're not trained like peaceful resolve.
They're trained to be cautious.
It's like preserve my life and the life of my my brother in blue. So, maybe there's a lot of cops out there who want to have situations resolved peacefully.
Right on.
But now you're adding a whole nother layer to like a volunteer community member who has one target, which is peaceful resolution.
Look, it's me. You know me. Or, come on. Think
I mean,
about it.
if you really think about it, that's like me and Lodi. You know what I'm saying? Something going on, a little altercation. Hey. Oh, it's Jhan Boom. Yeah, if Jhan Boom said chill,
Jhan Boom in, Violence Out.
Exactly, man. For the people.
For the people, Lodi.
Especially in the cul-de-sac, man. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
Those are my peoples. I always take care of them. I see some shit going down. Say, hey, come on, man. Keep it down.
Safest cul-de-sac in Lodi, they say.
Yeah.
I feel
Except
like
for when the beaver porcupine.
Yeah, that's a savage.
The thing is, you can't really do crime in your cul-de-sac because trying to get out of there with that wavy ass block and all the traffic, and then that little weird turn where you don't know if you got to go to the right or the left of the monument.
That's why I tell them, like,
it's really weird.
Lodi loops back around in every fucking way you turn, So if you try to get out of here, the cops gonna get you. You don't go to jail. They're like,
that's why Lodi is built in a way where every high speed chase you end up back at the police station.
Yeah. Yo, you're not fucking lying, bro. It's definitely loop like that.
No, if it's raining, half the streets are.
Yeah, that's the loop. The water just hits the same spot.
Shout out to the Lodi. What do you call them? Lodanians.
Lodanians.
Lodanians for life.
Yeah.
So, one other thing we should probably mention because it's been going around. Well, it's been going around like a disease, but. One thing that is getting more talked about are all the different presidential candidates that are in the race now. I don't know if you're paying much attention, Johnny.
I am now. I am. Citizen John is paying attention.
There you go. We talked about Marianne Williamson.
Yeah.
Running.
With the fat ass.
We got... There it is. One more. We love you, Marianne. Okay.
Yes, we love you for sure. Votes are coming.
Now we've got to talk about RFK, who's also running, who's picking up steam in the race.
Ooh, okay.
Not really.
You got Cornel West with a super botched out the gate step to the plate and fumble out the gate. But
Okay.
hopefully a fast recovery. Who is now in the race, and I absolutely love and adore Cornel West, like most people do. That man has a way of touching everyone and making you feel comfortable, and he's just all love and openness and
Great speaker.
and a strong,
Intelligent.
intelligent,
I feel that because RFK has the Kennedy name, they're going to treat him more seriously. They already tried to treat, like Marianne Williamson, who I don't agree with some of the things she said in the past. I don't agree with her on some issues. I do have questions about her ability. I have questions. Just, you got to prove it. That's what this process is about. And I think Cornel West I think he's a great speaker. I think they're going to be treated in a manner that's more like they're a joke and not to be taken seriously than RFK might be. When RFK's beliefs and some of the shit that dude talks about comes out, he's kind of a joke to me. I just think he's got a lot of dumb beliefs. He presents things well. He says some things that are, poignant, but he also has some really dumb beliefs.
Yeah, I mean,
It's 2023. Vaccines cause autism is ridiculous.
Pow.
yeah, my worry about someone like RFK, aside from the name and all that, is that we have people who are stuck in these weird beliefs around Trump with guilty evidence in their face.
In their face.
We've got people who Tucker Carlson came out and was essentially the clips are there of his fucking whoever recorded
Emails,
of him basically the people who watch me and listen to me are fucking idiots. These people are stupid.
Can't stand Trump.
But I gotta just tell them whatever they want to hear. And these people are sharing Tucker Carlson clips the next day. He tells the truth, man. So my worry is that, if I've just watched all that, I'm not even worried about it being Democrat or Republican. I'm worried about it just being an all-encompassing group of morons who just follow people without doing any type of research or digging in, or you got to have a principled stance on something.
Right.
Look at the policy they're going to push, and then hopefully
particularly
you go
the
that
loudest group on the internet.
Who's for the
but
people?
I don't think it's that big of a
Well,
group.
Cornell is definitely for the people.
Cornell's dope.
Marianne will definitely be for
Although,
the people.
Let's
Okay.
be real, it's going to be between Biden and either Trump, or if the indictment goes through, probably Ron DeSantis. That's just being realistic about it.
Yes.
Regardless of how we feel about messaging from any of them, But I think that's what's going to
That's
happen.
the most realistic
That's the
situation.
Occam's razor.
So
It
you
makes
guys
no sense.
got your ear out in the streets, Democrat, Republican. Joe Biden's clumsiness, has that affected him in any way right now?
I think so. I mean, I think everything that Joe Biden does affects him. He's got shit ratings.
Well,
He's got.
I've sent Los a thing of focus groups talking, and
Yeah.
they disapprove of Biden, have issues with certain things in a lot of purple areas. But then when you put him against Trump, they came out 9 out of 12 people were Joe Biden.
It was
anyway.
wild.
Word.
People.
Because as much as he's stumbling and fumbling, like I said in that one clip, it's delusional as hell what comes out Trump's mouth to.
Yeah,
Word,
I mean,
word.
Trump.
He also had boxes full of classified information next to the shitter.
Yeah,
at
I mean, but
Mar-a-Lago.
there's a group of people who think that was set up. It's wild.
Yeah,
Even with
but that's what you have to do. You have to construct an elaborate fantasy scenario where the fact that 60 cases against voter fraud getting thrown out of all different courts in all different states is somehow a conspiracy against Trump. And all these boxes of classified cases, and that other indictment, and how many times impeached.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. At some point, you're just goofy.
But-
stop it. You're not a serious person. You're not worried about debating the issue.
that was definitely good. A good thing about that is that people are still of the mind state that they'd rather vote for Joe Biden as much as they disliked him.
Yeah.
Than
We all
vote for
see
Trump.
it. We all see it. He falls
And-
over. Sometimes he just speaks gibberish and blah, blah, blah. Sometimes he gets tongue-tied.
But I will say this. That when Trump was in office, you heard all of the metrics, right? In the beginning, before COVID,
Yeah.
it was unemployment, GDP, and oil
Biden
prices, and this and
metrics,
that.
all
And-
those metrics, Biden is
and
bodying Trump.
now
Okay.
now it's Biden's terrible, but it's also, if you went back to all those metrics, Biden's hitting fucking home runs.
Yeah.
And they're just, those metrics are useless to most people these days. But not useless enough where people in those rooms who hated Biden, like, was it 8 out of 10 or 9 out of 10 said against Trump, we'll take Biden again.
Yep.
Oh, let's get it then.
I think it's fun to watch back. People should watch Gavin Newsom's interview with Sean Hannity, because you got like the goofy ass arguments, and Gavin Newsom, who I'm not particularly a fan of, but he literally really swatted away all that.
I will say this: I'm not a fan of not a fan of Gavin Newsom, but if more Democrats handled the media the way that Newsom does, they would be doing a hell of a lot better as a party, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even with the bullshit that they do, because I'm not a fan of that group either. But
for sure.
But
We're
anyway,
equal
man.
opportunity haters. So
Yes, equal opportunity haters.
on everyone but Bernie.
Wow.
Shout out to Bernie Sanders.
It's gonna be
No,
voted.
but honestly, shout out to Cornel West. Glad that he jumped from that
Movement
ridiculous
for a People's Party.
People's Party to the Green Party.
Let's
I
go.
hope that he does something.
For the
I hope
streets.
that there's a movement that builds up behind him. And I absolutely feel the same way about Marianne as well. I know that you feel she's got to prove herself. I really think that her improvement is noticeable, and I really think that she has the most thorough, thought out platform. You know, and she's
So
had
far.
a few times to do it. Yeah, so far she's got one of the best ones I've seen. So
Yeah, she's presented at least, you know, she's had good answers. She's definitely done a lot more media training.
Super Bernie-esque,
a little more,
you know,
prep.
platform.
Pow.
So,
I'm still skeptical. I'll be
Big
honest.
burn.
But we'll
Feel
see.
the burn.
feel the burn, man. I miss Big Burn. Anyway, I think that's it. We're gonna wrap it up for today. You guys got a goodbye note?
Yo, you know what I'm saying? Thank you for everyone, you know, be checking us out and share. You know, the people that love the TFP ways. Your boy Jhan Boom, follow me and all that good shit.
Tell everybody your GoFundMe.
Yo, GoFundMe. No, that's for the orgies. It's just for the orgies, all right? Not personally, but yo, you already know what the fuck going on. TFP, the only way to be, motherfucker. Ask Brad for life.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in and have a good night.
Peace.
Can you dig it?
You're listening to TFP, the fan's perspective.